Good morning. Rise and shine. Okay. Y'all made her a billionaire off it. Y'all made her a billionaire off it. Rise. I don't even know what she said. Honestly, I can barely hear her still to this day. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Anyways, welcome. Rise and shine. Wake up. Wake your get up. Okay, welcome. Get up. Welcome. I'm, you know, I watch Family and Fiance. I was gonna do a Love in Huntsville review, which I think I'm still gonna do because I always have very strong feelings about that show. I believe me and my husband should be an additional cast members on this show. I think it would be hilarious to move us down to Alabama. One, because we've never been. City folk, move us down to Alabama. Have my husband have to hang out with the guys in the cast because I like how those guys. I like how those guys generally act. I think they're a good group of guys. They for some reason they're all bald headed. Huntsville. Martell. I'm not talking about Martell when I'm talking about how the guys act. But you know what? Still, and even what Melanie sees in Martell, I see in Martell. I hate it. But I'm gonna save that for the Love in Huntsville Melanie and Martell review that I do later. Right now, I'm like, you know what? I'm up, man. I'm up. My husband is sound asleep. Okay, he likes to stay up late and sleep in. I like to go to sleep early and rise and shine. Okay, so that's what I do. I like to be up with the sun. I like to be up as the sun is rising. That's just something I like to do. My body likes to do. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. You might not like it. It's not for everyone, but it's something that I enjoy. Right? Is like watching the sunrise, basically. So I like to be up when the sun is rising. And I'm up, I'm watching this Love in Huntsville, and then it gets into Family or Fiance, which is something I've also watched from time to time. I can't. It gets so ratchet, and the way that it's just kind of normalized, like the ratchetness, is a reminder to me of the cultural toxicity and dysfunction that has been normalized in the BC. Okay. And I have a hard time with that. So it's not something that I seek to watch. But if it comes across my way, I can't help, but watch, because it's so fascinating for me, to see this from an outside perspective as an adult. My entire life, I grew up seeing these types of relationships, dysfunctional, odd, not really conducive, etc. type of relationships. No shade to this couple. Whatever it is, what it is. Oh, Queen Cascade's here. Hello, Queen Cascade. You always working and always getting something done. I appreciate you. It's good to see you. Good morning. Yeah, I'm watching this show. And it's another show that when I look at it, I think about how my own family could benefit from a show like this. Me and my husband's families, we could definitely benefit from a show like this, but we're already married. Because see, one thing we're not going to do is give a F about what y'all opinions are, family. Sorry, but that's kind of toxic. Y'all not in the house. Y'all not paying bills. Now, maybe for multi-generational families, when multiple people are living in the house, this might hold, the weight that a lot of Black families want their opinions to hold, right? They're like, I feel like nobody cares. Nobody cares. You don't pay a bill. You don't do nothing. So why would anybody care? Now, it's families, it's cultures. They live multi-generationally. All right? Everyone's making contributions to the home in some way, whether a job or doing housework, raising children, etc. Everyone's making a contribution to the home. In that regard, everyone would have a say. But we in the black community, everyone's so proud to you're 18. Oh, they'll have a party for themselves. They won't have a party for you because you graduated from high school and now you going to college. They're not gonna have a party for you. They'll have a party for themselves because you out their house. They'll have they out my house party. Everybody snapping. Everybody have time of their life, right? So in a community, I call it community, Tay, okay? In a community that celebrates no longer having to take care of your child because they turned 18, right? You want to say and who your child dates, who they're sleeping with, who they love. That's why it'll never happen. And that's why it never happens. And that's why it's a joke. Okay? Because the bottom line is you don't teach the importance of family. When you are thankful that a man babysits his own children, you're not teaching your children importance of family. You're not teaching your children that they should respect what you say and what you think. You're not. Okay? When daddy don't have to pay child support, he can drop money off whenever, right? He's not held to any standard. He's a wild thing running loose. Can pop by whenever he wants and affect these children's lives however he wants. You have that going on, but when they turn 18, all of a sudden now you want to say. Now you got something to say. Now you better listen to me when it comes to who you date. When your choice proves by the way you allow them to move in your life, right? Your choices prove you didn't care what your parents had to say, apparently. I know it wasn't a family decision for you to create me out of wedlock. To a dude that you was just in love with, and when your family asked you, why are you choosing to be with a guy like this? I love him and we're in love and you can't tell me nothing, right? Same way, you must have done that because there's no way that family planning went involved into the situation I grew up in, right? A lot of people say that to themselves. They realize this as they get older, as they fall in love, and they're like, hey, you know what? I know within me, I know how my family is, right? I knew how black folk were. I knew if I dated somebody that wasn't black folk was going to have something to say about it. I knew that. I never knew it was that deep. It was that deep. I didn't know that. Because I don't even know if I would have engaged. I probably would have I told you guys, I was going to get thee to a nunnery. I probably would just went to the nunnery. Then add someone else into the chaos. I can't stand chaos. So, we're not living it right. We're not doing what's best for the kids. But we want the young adults to date how we want and do what we want. And it's not going to work that way. And that's why it never works that way. That's why to this day, y'all continuously asking why they don't date anybody that look like they mama. Why they don't want to date nobody that look like they mama. One, I don't know anyone that wants to date someone that looks like they mama. But I think that people have an understanding of, as I was growing up, this is how women were treated, and this is how certain women were treated, and this is how women are to be treated, right? And in the community, what they teach y'all about how Black women are to be treated is horrible. What's normalized for how Black women are to be treated is horrible, right? So it all comes back. Oh, Sammy's here. Hi, Sammy. Good afternoon. It's afternoon. Where are you, Sammy? It's not even 9 a.m. where I'm at. Where are you at, Sammy? I just assumed you were American. But you know, Queen Cascade is in London, I believe, in England. So maybe this will be a great time for my British peoples. And no, that I'm really trying to just do the glottal sound. I wonder sometimes, do you guys slip in and out of that glottal sound? Like, do you say British and then you say British? You know, South Africa, stand up! Hey! Oh my goodness, I feel the love. I feel the love of the diaspora. I feel the love of where we're each individually from. And how important it is to have a love of the diaspora as well. And you can do both. And that's when I'm here to help people understand. You can love who you are. You can love where you're from. You can love your people. You can love throughout the diaspora. You can love throughout the world. But take no shit, okay? Take no shit in the process. All right, so let's get to this episode. Next episode. Let's get to this episode. I'm just going to play it, all right? And I'm going to make commentary throughout. I don't know if I'll get through the whole thing because, I mean, I've already watched a few minutes and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is a mess. Let's get into it. All right. Thank you for being here. Welcome to DanieSteel. If you're in the room, thumbs up. Thank you. All right, I'm going to play The Family Fiance, Season 2, Episode 9, Lakesha and Jaquan.
You want to make things right, especially with your mom. Like, we got off to a bad start. I've never been with a man that had both parents, and I wanted it to go smooth. I wanted us to be best friends. That didn't happen.
They just thought she was just like crazy and not right for me. My mom's not going anywhere, so you got to get along with her and make amends for us to work.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Why does he have to tell his fiance that his mom's not going anywhere? Of course your mother's not going anywhere. Right? So I'm like, already, I'm like, I'm side-eyeing. I'm side-eyeing Lakesha at this point. Because I'm like, why does he have to have a conversation with you about my mom's not going anywhere? When I've heard nothing egregious that the mother has done towards her. At this point, she said her and the mother got off on the wrong start. But let's continue.
Oh, this is it.
Wow. I ain't never been in a house this big before. Yeah, this is crazy.
It's all for you. Hello.
I'm sorry. She's like, it's all for you, the host. This is a standard, like, cottage type house. I mean, I'm not impressed. Okay, I'll just be honest. Like, if I drove up to a place like this, I wouldn't blink. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest about who I am. Okay, but it's very cute. They love it. They're young apparently. We'll hear how old they are. I'm sure, you know, when I was their age, I would have behaved differently. It's not like I'm 80 or something, but whatever. Anyways, let's continue.
Oh my
Welcome.
God.
I'm Tracy. It's great to meet you both.
Thank you.
So what I'm going to have you do is go on in.
Side, pause. And this is coming from someone who does not have a snatched waistline. I don't have a snatched waistline. It's unfortunate. I'm working on it. It's getting better. But it's not snatched. It's not snatched. Okay? Neither one of these people have a snatched waistline, is my point. Because there's often a lot of talk about black women, and black women's waistlines. But let's not forget the men's waistlines usually coincide with the waistlines of the women that they're around and with as well. So let's keep it a buck. Everyone's got waistlines over here. All right.
Take a look around.
Okay.
And meet me in my office.
All right.
Awesome. Sounds good. Oh my God.
Wow. This is crazy.
Oh my God.
The house is gorgeous.
Oh my
I've never seen
God.
anything like this in my life.
Don't worry. We'll be in a house like that someday.
I like how you work
Oh my
on
God.
that.
I've never been in a jacuzzi like bathtub thing.
Wow.
Have a seat. How are you?
We're good.
Doing
Good.
well.
Very good.
So first of all, I want to congratulate you on your engagement.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I'm here to help you.
Okay.
And I can promise you that this process will uncover things that are going to actually allow for a huge healing between the two of you and with your families.
Okay.
It's been a little rocky. That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, give me your ages.
I'm 25.
Okay.
26.
You guys are young.
Yeah.
We are.
How long were you dating before you got engaged?
It was exactly a year.
Okay. And do you have a wedding date?
Right now we're
Yeah.
looking at 7/14/21.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty soon. Let's talk about your proposal.
It wasn't your traditional proposal. I didn't like.
Okay, so they're young. Good morning, David Matheson from New Zealand. Hey! I don't know what happens in New Zealand. I'm sorry, David. I have no idea. I don't know what music you guys listen to. I don't know what you're dancing to. I've seen a lot of movies, and I love the music of South Africa. And of course, we're a little bit more familiar with England and London. But no, I don't know a lot about New Zealand, but it's definitely a place I'm interested in learning more about. So thank you for being here, David, from New Zealand. My accent is a combination of the places I've lived over the years. What's Broomy? Is that in England as well? Yeah, and I can hear that, Queen Cascade. I can hear the rich amount of colors in your accent, right? I can hear those rich tones. And I want people to understand that when British actors, yeah, okay, all right, that was me trying to do my London accent. When British actors, yeah, are doing an American accent, I can hear, because of my training, right, in accent work as an actor and as an acting teacher, I can hear that these British actors, a lot of times they fail to do is bring all of those other elements, right? When you are a person, your voice is a mixture of many things for many reasons. Most people speak in regionalisms, right? And that's why when you hear a YouTuber and they're talking like this, and it's a very sort of clearly English British accent, but they don't say chips. They don't say Q. They don't say Siggy. I don't know, right? All of the words, all of the colloquialisms that people from particular regions in England would speak, that makes me believe if you're speaking with a British accent, and you're not saying words at some point, and I'm not talking about my audience, I'm talking about people that are YouTubers, and they're speaking to you with a British accent. They're not doing guttural sounds either, because those are a lot harder. Those guttural sounds, right? Guttural sounds. They're just doing a neutral British accent. A neutral British accent, but talking to you about American things, and right? I'm like, that comes off as maybe that person is not, maybe that YouTuber with that British accent, but they never use any British words. It's almost impossible, because there's no way you would know every slang word for English words, but none for British words, but you have a British accent. Okay? Okay. And so when I hear these actors, a lot of times when I hear British actors do an American voice, right? They do a very neutral American voice, which is the voice that I'm speaking to you in right now. The voice that I'm speaking to you in right now, this neutral American speech, you wouldn't be able to tell where I'm from. Almost no one in America actually speaks like that, right? Most people will say, right, boom, you're from the South, right? See? You got me. You got me. So these are the things that I listen for when I hear voices. And I love, all of our differences and how amazing and unique it makes us. All right. So moving on. Birmingham is Broomies. Okay. Yeah. Cockneys. But they don't speak like in that like Cockney type accent anymore, do they? I had a Scottish roommate, a Scottish study abroad roommate for a year, and I mean, just every time she talked to me, she was like, I was like, what? What? I couldn't understand a word she was saying. And I was so embarrassed, because I was so, like, at the time I was very into, listening for vowel changes and being attuned to how different people speak. And then I met this Scottish person, and I was just like, I can't. I submit. I submit, because I don't know what's going on over there. What is going on? And I still have like the Scottish. They grace you if you can really understand what they're saying. Like, they're being very kind to allow you to understand what they're saying, because when they go, I can't understand a word. Scottish. There's a number of different accents and tones depending on what part of London you live. Yeah, right. Wow. And even just in London, right, you have all these different sounds. And that's why it's so offensive to people, right? When you put on that you have come from places and experiences you haven't come from, right? When we talk about this Aquafina situation, and somebody finally asked her, how she feels about it, how she feels about, having made a career off of a black scent, essentially. And she's like, well, there's nuances, and now there's nuance. But when it comes to you and your people and your culture, good and damn well, there's no nuance. You're doing the right thing or you're not, right? And it's not right for people to use a false black scent to pretend to be cool, when this is our lives and our experiences, right? But I digress. Let's get back to the show.
Go get a ring and propose. She asked me to get a ring. We went to go get the ring. Then I proposed.
I feel bad now that I kind of pressured him, but I want to settle down. He wants.
All right, I'm gonna rewind it so you guys can hear that again. He said this wasn't a traditional proposal. The the counselor, who was a white woman, which I don't know if they should. I'm just being honest. I feel like Black couples getting ready to head into marriage should have a POC and or Black counselor, someone that understands culturally what they're going through. So I don't think that this counselor is the best fit. I think I've seen her before on other shows and whatnot. She seems very nice and good at what she's doing. Absolutely. But again, if we're talking about really helping these couples and really helping these people, this is a predominantly Black couple show. I think that the counselor, the therapist that is helping them should have some type of cultural awareness of certainly of Blackness, right? Of living life and being Black, right? This particular couple is Black American, right? So it would be even better to have someone that understood that, because there's a lot of elements that take part in shaping these relationships. Let's continue.
Go get the ring, then I propose.
I feel bad.
Let's talk about your proposal.
It wasn't your traditional proposal. I didn't like go get a ring and propose. She asked me to get a ring. We went to go get the ring, then I proposed.
I feel bad now that I kind of pressured him, but I want to settle down. He wants a family, and if I'm going to be pregnant, I want to be married this time.
Right.
I do.
Okay, so one, I was like, ugh. So what he reveals is, she said, you need to go get the ring and get married to me. And I was like, yeah, right? And then she reveals, like, well, I don't want to have, she already has 2 children, this young Black woman, right? She already has 2 children. She says, I don't want to be pregnant again unmarried. And I completely respect that. That is absolutely the way she should have approached that. Absolutely. I don't care if you have to drag him in there. You either get rid of him or he does as he is told to do. You are under no obligation to lay down with someone raw, have their children, and he can't at least marry you. Get out of here. So, again, I don't think obviously it's not a great start that they start the marriage off. I mean, they're starting this engagement off with her having been the one to want to push it. But he didn't take the lead, right? When we talk about the head and we talk about the man and the man leading, it's not just leading when you're told, bruh. It's not just leading because you see someone else is leading. A leader leads. That means he does the job before he's told to do it. That's what a leader does. A lot of people don't understand that because most people aren't leaders. I've been put in leadership positions my entire life. Placed, requested. So I know what it takes to be a leader. And I know a lot of people don't have it. All right. Let's continue.
Now, your kids have 2 different fathers.
They do. We have a custody arrangement.
And you're in Chicago.
Yes. I feel bad for it.
I
understand. I feel like I left my kid
I know.
for this.
So you went to Chicago to be in this relationship.
Yeah. The reason why I left my children in Arizona was because I wanted to make sure it was a good enough environment for them.
Okay, guys, it's a commercial. Okay. Wow. Did you just hear that? She got 2 different kids, 2 different baby daddies. This girl's 26 years old. He's 25. Does she wonder why his mama don't like her? Come on. Come on. And then on top of that situation alone, she reveals that she's left her children in Memphis, I believe, to live with this guy she met on an internet dating site. That is the situation. And he's looking at her like, yeah, how could you do it? How could you do it? Everyone's looking at her like, how could you do that? He's looking at her like, how could you do that? And she's like, what she's doing is she's giving, if you watch the episode, it's on YouTube. Okay. Somewhere. Put it that way. It's on there somewhere. Okay. If you watch the episode, she is projecting, she is giving a false, again, as I told you guys, I've studied body language, okay, for many years. I studied body language, okay? And her facial expressions, her microfacial expressions, her body language, it all reads very insincere to the words that are coming out of her mouth, okay? So the reality is, I feel like everyone has told her, like, how could you do this? But nowhere in her mind does she think it's wrong that she has left her children with, I don't know who, I guess the baby daddies, which shouldn't be a huge ordeal, right? But we're dealing with a community that understands that the child is better taken care of with the mother and under her care and under constant care than being bopped around with adults that didn't want to take responsibility in the first place, right? So we're dealing with a community that understands that the kids are probably safer with the mother. So why aren't they with the mother? And she's just like, She says, well, I wanted to make sure it was a safe living environment. So you put yourself at risk. You don't know this guy. You're going to live with him to make sure it's safe. What kind of chicken head-ish is that? What kind of chicken head-ish is that? But then they want to come to my channel talking about something. This is so somebody in the comment section, you can't see if you're not a Patreon anymore, but in my last video about how your attitude is affecting why you don't have a man, sis. Oh, they want to come to me with attitude. You can't come to me with attitude. I'm married. I know what I'm talking about. If you were to go to any of these women that are talking, black women that are talking about marriage, they talk about y'all's attitude. It's for good reason. If you listen to the video, I talked about how I have an attitude. If you can't tell, that's why I'll be damned. I have an attitude myself, sis. So I don't give a damn about yours. That's what I'm telling y'all. And coming over here broken and thinking that I'm going to give you motherly love when you're coming at me like a troll, it's itch. It'll never happen. That's what I told y'all. Then y'all want to come on the channel and talk about something. Then I'm out of here. Bye. Have some dignity. See, if you watched the rest of my videos, you would have had dignity and left with grace. Telling people that you're leaving when nobody cares. Your daddy didn't care. Your baby daddy didn't care. I'm leaving. Nobody cares. You should have learned by now. When you playing little tricks like that in a YouTube channel, when this ish not even real, when you playing tricks like that on a YouTube channel, there's no way your life isn't reflecting it. The message was for who it applies to. That's why I also called out whoever this is that this light-skinned brother is that keeps coming to my channel talking about, so you said only white men when I never said that. I want people to be with whoever they want to be with. I'm trying to get healing in the community. I'm trying to get healing of generational trauma. I'm talking about deeper issues. So miss me with all that trivial-ish. Sorry you can't come over here and be, No, it'll never happen. Your mama ain't letting you do it. Wherever you live, They're controlling you. That's why you have an attitude in cyberspace. You have an attitude in cyberspace. You need to heal. You need to heal. An attitude in cyberspace, if you ain't getting paid for it, sis, I promise you, you're wasting your time. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're wasting your time. Especially coming over to my channel with that BS. Talking about some vlogs thrive by. Somebody with 0 followers wanted to tell me how vlogs thrive. Stop living in delusion. Sis, that's why these babies is wearing wigs now. The delusion. You know where the women that get kicked off this channel go? The same place where the men that get kicked off this channel go. Someplace I don't give a damn. See, y'all are meant for each other. Women that don't want to listen and men that don't want to listen and people that don't want to learn and people that don't want to grow. Y'all are meant for each other. That's why y'all talk about each other 24/7. That's why y'all talk about each other 24/7. Because y'all meant for each other. But you're so dysfunctional, you don't even know how to be together. Ain't that tragic? Tragic. They want to come over here talking about some don't perpetuate the stereotype that black women have an attitude. No, you're perpetuating the stereotype that black women have an attitude. When I say on my channel, y'all ought to be respectful. The same way you respect Kevin Samuels, you're going to respect me. Vlogs are about different ideas from different people. No, they're not. See, you don't even know what a vlog is, but you're trying to give me advice? That's not a vlog. That's not how vlogs thrive. Vlogs don't thrive letting random audience members who don't support you anyway, who are waiting in the clouds, waiting in the bushes for the opportunity to be negative. That's not how vlogs thrive, letting y'all run-ish. That's why these chicks will be here for 2-3 years and then they gone. Because mentally they can't handle it. Because they letting y'all run-ish. I'll be damned. You'll never run-ish over here. You can't even run your dating life. You're online trying to figure out how to get a man. Easiest thing in the world I ever did in my life. Don't nothing come easy in my life. You know what the easiest thing that ever came? Men. Attention from men. Attention from men. I'm trying to help you out, sis. I'm telling you, attitude, get it in check. And certainly you're going to get it in check over here. Or I'm going to do you like I do everybody else. And you're going to get played and you're going to get bounced. Period. No, because I get paid for mines. How's up? Don't lecture grown folk. I've never lectured a grown folk a day in my life. No, I'll let you fail. You can just fail. I don't care. I don't care. I got my own life. But like I said, after you fail, don't come over here to me talking about some pretty privilege and this privilege and proximity to this privilege. I work my ass off from the fucking gutter, from the fucking hood I was placed into. I took advantage of every opportunity. I get on there to help you out, sis. And you can't be talked to any old kind of way. I'm telling you now, these men that you want, that's why they don't want you back. Everyone has to work on themselves. I had to work on myself. If you're one of my Patreonies, you know that. I had to work on myself. I show myself as an example. The last video I did, I literally used myself as an example. Again, of how the attitude needs to be placed in check. And you're not going to tell me what to do. Save it for somebody that cares. Save it for the dude that was never there. Why are you talking to me? You're not going to. I don't know you. You are graphic. You are words and whatever the graphic shows. What are you talking about? So they try to come over here with an attitude about it. Pop off. Pop off. Because I don't do this ish based on if people subscribe. I've been doing this based on numbers or not. Because I want to. This is going to run whether you like me or not. It's going to run. The channel's going to be here. We still standing. Go over to some of these other people's channels with that BS. See how far you get. Ain't nobody on here for that. And I'm telling y'all, ain't nobody in relationships for you to be in them neither. If you got him, move along. Don't waste your time. He don't want it. I promise you. Move along. Anyways, that was my tangent. Because the audacity is tremendous. And if people on here, you know what I'm saying? You know how many subscribers? You want to talk about losing subscribers? You know how many subscribers I lost when I started talking about racism? In 2015, when in 2014, when nobody wanted to talk about that, you know how many subscribers I lost? Then you got one chick sitting up there, well, if I can't talk to you however I want, I'm gone. Good day, sir. Good day, sir. Good day, sir. Can you imagine the subscribers I lost to stand up for the community, for some unhealed individuals to think that they're going to tell me how I'm going to run ish? I keep telling y'all, this is real life. It's not a show for me. Shame on those women. Don't tell me you can have a disagreement with me on my channel. That is completely fine. I've never had a problem with somebody having a disagreement with me. You're not going to disrespect me. I have boundaries. And people who don't have boundaries because they don't have autonomy of themselves, then they let everyone else treat them any old kind of way, want to get online and treat you any old kind of way. I'll be damned. Like I tell my students, you're not going to let somebody come in. They're getting bullied at home. A bully in school is someone who's bullied at home. Most oftentimes, who is someone who feels inadequate at home. I tell my students all the time, you're not going to let them come in when they get bullied at home and try to come in and bully you at school and make you play that role. I'm not here to play that role for you, sis. That should be respected. Because boundaries. I don't have to take a bunch of negativity. No, I don't. And I won't. And in no way in hell you gonna convince me that that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Anyways, back to the video.
The reason why I left my children in Arizona was because I wanted to make sure it was a good enough environment for them.
It's hard.
It is.
I understand there's another factor in here.
We were living together in Arizona and I got kicked out. And I didn't really know anybody in Arizona. So I went online, I met somebody else, and the girl said I could come over. We had sex, and then she called me a month later saying that she was pregnant. And I still don't know to this day if it's mine. So
okay.
I had to get a DNA test to find out for sure.
So you're going to have to find a way to make peace with all the...
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is tragic. So they meet online. She leaves her children in a different state to go live with this guy she just met online. Then she breaks up with him a little bit into the relationship. And he sleeps with another woman, tells him, I was lonely. I didn't know anybody. So he goes and sleeps with a different woman, impregnates that woman. Now remember this, when his mother's sitting around talking about my son, and acting like he's too good for her. At this point, he's a thought. He is a thought. He's a thought bopper. Okay? He's a thought bopper. He got kids out of, she got kids out of. So at this point, mom, I could see if he didn't have any kids. But he literally made a kid on her. And I think he could have and might have even done that on purpose because he wanted to get back at her because she has 2 kids and he wanted to make a power move in the relationship. I think that could have even been a situation here. Tragic. Let's continue.
Stuff that has happened in the past to create a functioning, happy relationship. Let's talk about who you have coming.
I have my mom, Sharon, my dad, Rob, then my brother, Ryan.
I just hope that Jaquan and Lakesha learn something from this.
Definitely gonna be interesting having everybody under the same house.
Exactly, and I want to see how Jaquan reacts to the pressure.
I mean, when they...
Sorry. His brother was like, I want to see how Jaquan reacts to the pressure. Nobody cares. My family, I'm telling y'all, me and my husband's families, they really thought like we cared about their opinion. That's one of the reasons we eloped. So I thought the elopement would make it clear. We do not care. Da, na, na, na. Just like when they talk about something, I'm leaving. Good day. Good day, sir. We do not care. Da, na. We do not care. Okay? That's one of the reasons why I find this show so interesting because I'm like, I didn't grow up in a family. My husband as well. His family, loved to look back on what they did for him as a kid. But as an adult, and certainly in the past decade since he and I have been together, they've done absolutely nothing. I mean, they made themselves enemies, right? So the thought that they would have a say in our wedding, which is why they didn't, we eloped. My family, I'm scapegoated. I'm ostracized. I'm dark-skinned black girled. Okay. You guys aren't going to have a say in what I do at my wedding. All right. You should be lucky and happy to even be invited or thought about, to be honest. But that's just how I feel. Okay. Because again, as I've already told you guys earlier in this discussion, you don't have the right to tell people who they can and cannot date, how they can and cannot move when you're not a financial and emotional support in their lives. Period. That's why it didn't work when our families tried to do that to us because they don't support us financially or spiritually whatsoever. I mean, literally, we are both considered the scapegoat. We are both looked at as the people who should be helping everybody else. Right? And then these people thought that they were going to have a say in how we move. It'll never happen. Just like a fucking troll. I had to tell my family it'll never happen. You think I can't tell a troll? It's not a problem.
They're like, okay, we'll give it a try. But then when all the arguing and fussing and fighting started, they just did not approve at all.
There's a lot of trust that needs to be rebuilt. And it's about how we're going to do that. Who's coming from your side of the family?
So I have my mom, Clara, my dad, Lionel, and my sister, Vanessa.
I'm worried about it. I don't want no drama.
You the main one to keep up drama.
And my sister, Vanessa.
I'm worried about it. I don't want no drama.
You the main one to keep up drama.
My mom, not really close. It kind of feels like at times competition with my sister. She puts me down, uplifts her. I never knew why. We argue with each other because that's just the way our relationship is. And that's how it's been for the longest. So I just got used to it.
What's your relationship like with your dad?
Okay, this woman has something that I've noticed in a lot of Black women, which is she does not emote easily. And because she does not emote easily, it reads insincere. And I want you guys to understand that, because for a lot of times in my life, I would go out of my way to show people like, oh, I really love this. I really, I'll give you an example. When I first met my husband's mother, it was Christmas time and they had a Christmas tree up. And I was like, wow, that Christmas tree is beautiful. I was like, I've never seen a Christmas tree like that. I mean, that's a lie. Okay, it's a lie. I grew up with very rich, wealthy friends. I've been in a lot of places. Of course, I've seen a tree like the Christmas tree in a house, but it wasn't regular, and it was a very ornate tree. Okay, very ornate. It wasn't it wasn't an average Christmas tree. The decorations around it, it was very elaborate. And I meant to compliment her. My husband comes up to me probably 20 minutes later. We just get there, right? This is the first time I'm meeting these people. And he says, my mom thinks you're lying about the Christmas tree. See, people will say shit and not give a damn how it affects you, right? She didn't care how that would affect me. To this day, I remember that she did that ish. To this day, a decade later, I remember that that's what she did when I first met her. I complimented her home. I complimented something in her home, and she accused me of being a liar. Okay? And I think that I'm a little better at emoting than most. Okay, I think I'm a lot better at emoting than most Black women. Okay, but at this point in my life, I wasn't. I was probably around the same. Okay. And they already don't give up about us, no way. So this young lady to me looks like she knows she's on TV. You understand? And you're not going to get a lot of sincerity out of her, whereas like almost everyone else is like, okay, well, they're filming us, but we're doing this thing for the family, right? She is like, I am on TV. Like you can really see it in her. Oh, we got another Londoner. Oh, splendid. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had an audition where I had to do a British accent, and now I'm back to being obsessed with it. I mean, no ill will. I genuinely love it. I genuinely love it. So, again, as I've talked about, I know people feel certain ways about people imitating them, but please understand that I try to imitate people because I'm an actor and I love to play roles. Okay. Exactly. I'm like, I know you ain't sitting up here talking about my son when he out here thought popping. Come on, Mom. And see now, the girlfriend, okay, fiance, she light skinned. All right. Her mom is on the light skin side. Her dad is brown skin. This guy is brown skin. His mom is dark skin with locks, right? So she's got y'all know when you think of archetypes of a Black woman, right? You got the light skin with the processed hair. She looks like she got a perm or something going on. And then you have his dark skinned mom with the locks, right? That's what I'm talking about when I talk about the therapist should know. That doesn't mean that these people are going to hate each other, but that tells you they're definitely coming from different perspectives in life, even though they're both Black people, right? Even though they're both Black women, certainly, right?
He's a sweet guy. He stays in Texas, and it's just crazy to me because how could me and my dad be so close and it's a phone call away and then she's right next door and nothing?
Okay, so what's going to happen is the family's going to arrive. You're going to have a meeting, a family meeting.
Okay.
You're going to hear what the issues are. Then you're going to do your tasks. So Jaquan, your task is to sit down with Keisha's family and let them know what your plan is for the next 5 years of your life.
Okay.
Because they need to know that you have a plan to take care of her and the kids. That's a powerful thing. Lakesha, your task is to do fears in a hat. Jaquan's family is going to put their fears in a hat. You're going to pull them out. You're going to talk them through. Reassure them that you're stable. Because, you know, they're very afraid that you're not a stable person.
Okay.
And hopefully you can put their fears to rest. Are you willing to do the work that it's going to take to get these blessings?
Yes, I am.
The families are.
I like what I like.
Okay, so, you know, family blessings, I believe, are important. I do. We didn't care about family blessings, and, you know, we didn't feel, our families didn't do anything. Like, literally, there were like no cards sent. They were like, since you guys eloped, you can kiss our ass, right? And we basically have never had contact. We haven't had regular contact with our families since we got married. And certainly no contact in the past few years with either one of them, right? And it's been, for us, the better years of our relationship. It just is what it is. Okay, because these two families, our families were like, the only energy that they exerted on us was to try to break our relationship apart. Saddest, most sick stuff I've ever seen in my life. But that's what happens when you're dealing with narcissists, right? So I think that it's sad that he has to like explain his 5-year plan to them, like, because they don't see a man that wants to work basically within this guy. And yeah, and so she's going to talk about her I guess she's going to talk about fears in general, like what her fears are, what his family's fears are in her section. So let's take a look.
You met a woman that you didn't know and you slept with.
So when I hear it's over, that means we done.
I don't have to sit there and do this no more. I'm gone. Deal with it. Deal with it. I'm not dealing with it.
Her. I don't need her.
See, they want you to know it's a black show because they have the hip hop music. They're like, dun it, dun it, dun it, dun it. And these black people can't get along, family or fiance, which will they choose, right? It's like hip hop, you know. It's like, why is there hip hop music playing? Because they're black. Okay, continuing.
The best part of waking up is waking up to you. I would do anything for you, girl.
Okay. Let's get this going.
I'm Jaquan.
I'm Lakesha.
And we're getting married.
They were both lotioning their hands in the car.
Anything that's in that field, but I would prefer to
Stronger as a couple.
And he's like, I'm not getting a divorce. Like,
be Keisha's family, and I will be discussing my 5-year plan with you guys.
with that being said, let's get.
All right. So now they're meeting with their families.
You gotta get to know each other.
Sorry, guys, I lost my spot here. Now they're meeting with their families, and they're saying the things that the producers tell them to say. It's obviously not words that are coming out of their own mouths, right?
Oh.
So now they're going to say the things that the producers want them to say to their family about the activity that they're going to do later.
Be really nice people. But when I first met Lakesha, same situation, I thought she was a nice girl. But she's kind of made us angry because of the things that she was putting them through.
This the living room. It's like 3 living rooms.
So, dark-skinned black mom says she thought that Lakesha was a nice girl, but she's kind of made them angry with the things that she's put their son through. At the end of the day, Ma, that's not your business. All right? If he wants to let her put him through things, then that's his problem. Unless it's physical, I really feel like people need to understand that that's not your family business at all. At all. Because, like, is she enjoying the orgasms her son enjoys? You know what I'm saying? Like, keep it a buck. Like, I wish you would. And, you know, I feel like my husband's mother was like, oh, be careful. She said that when she doesn't get along with people, she cuts them off. Okay, and be careful of what? He already know that. He already know that. You see what I'm saying? But she was trying to tell him to be careful. All you're going to do is make him more. I mean, now he's obsessed with me. That's all she did. That's all she did. That's why his mama don't understand. All you did was make him be obsessed with me. Obsessed with me. You understand that? He can't leave me alone. Can't leave me alone. Now he can't leave me alone. Because you pushed it too much. Truly. Be smarter. Right? I told her that I'm a type of person that I don't put up with people's BS and I'll cut you off quick. That's what I told her. She gonna try to use it. Be careful for, he already knows that. We've known each other for many years. He met me when I was in college, when I was an undergrad. When I was in undergrad, that's when we met. He knows he knows I'm crazy. We met at parties. We met at college parties, okay? He knows I'm crazy, lady. But she thought she was doing something. All you did was make him love me more. That's all you did. So understand that interacting in these men's lives and these men's relationships, that is trash. If he wants to be with a woman that called the cops on him, he's constantly in jail because he's with her, cheated on him, slap him in the face, whatever, that's on him. He a grown man. You ain't gonna change his mind. And if you do, let it be because you're talking to him. You know, but sorry, I said slapped, and I don't agree with physical violence. But you know how guys are. Okay, let's continue.
This is beautiful. And then this the bathroom.
Is that a bidet?
Yeah, that's the bidet. Hi, everyone. We appreciate you guys.
So his parents are married. Her parents are not married to each other, but they are in the house with her. And I think that's great. I think that's great. They both have their mothers and their fathers. And she has her sister. He has his brother there to support them. I think that's great. Again, as I've told you guys, that's something I didn't get. I didn't get support when I got married. I had to do everything on my own. You know, and then people are saying what they wanted. And then people came to me and told me what they wanted for my wedding. I mean, it was truly unbelievable. But that's what happens when you're the scapegoat, the dark-skinned black sister that made everybody feel like they could always take advantage of you, right? So I had to own my part in teaching people how to treat me and teaching them that was okay. And then you have to reteach people. And boy, is that work, right?
Coming out. Me and Keisha plan on getting married in a few months, and we understand you guys have some concerns.
We are going to go around the room and talk about your concerns, starting with my mom.
I'm concerned about you guys' relationship with the kids. I like Jaquan to be a father figure towards the kids if he's going to be with Lakesha.
Thank you. We're going to move on to...
Okay, so her mama want him to be a father figure to her two children from two different baby daddies. That's not his responsibility. That's not his responsibility. That's up for her and him to decide. It has nothing to do with what her mother wants.
Vanessa, I think that you need to work on that
inner you know, for so long you've been a mother, you've been giving your attention to someone else, and start focusing on you. Like, it's time to rebuild that confidence back up. Dad?
I love Vanessa. That's her sister. And so far, so good, right? She's giving her the best advice she's going to get on this show, which is you don't really need to be getting married. You need to be focusing on you. You already have 2 children that constantly want your attention. So now being a wife, which is something that people kind of take for granted when they see the wedding pictures, they see these men proposing and getting down on one knee, they see the beautiful weddings. What they don't see is having to make sure his food is warm when he gets up. I mean, I literally will be like listening, like to see like when my husband wakes up, so I know exactly when to start making the food, right? Like making sure all the household needs are taken care of, right? Like men can get very like, my husband is very picky when it comes to food. So no matter where we go, I have to always make sure that he's being taken care of. Little things like that women don't see. And it's a lot of work to be a wife. And her sister is telling her, you don't really probably need this on your plate right now. Y'all can just be in a relationship. You don't need to get married because you don't need to be jumping to have another kid. But see, he wants another kid because that's how they see legacy. They don't see legacy in the acts they do, and in the contributions they put forth, and what they leave behind on this earth. They don't see that as legacy, and how they've educated themselves and helped other people and changed the world. They don't see that as legacy. What they see as legacy is how many babies can I have? So because that's how they see legacy, which is like, how many babies can you have? What does it matter if the babies end up over policed? What does it matter if the babies end up in schools that never serve them? Huh? But they want babies. They want babies. Lots of babies. Lots of babies. That's their legacy. That's these guys' idea of legacy. So I know without a doubt that this dude has told her he want her. He did what they do. He did what they do. Everybody knows this is what they do. I want you to have my baby. Like, what? Oh, can you stop breathing on my neck? Get your hot breath off my neck. That's number 1. All right, what'd you say? I want you to have my baby. I don't care. Okay? What's next? I want $1 million. You first. So everybody knows that's what they say. He probably said that to her. Because again, he's trying to pretend like he's a good guy here. He's a good guy, right? He's with a woman with 2 children from 2 different baby daddies. He's doing the right thing. But he's not. Because behind the scenes, what is he doing? Whispering in her ear, kissing her neck, telling her, look, we would be so much happier if we had a baby. If we just had a baby. That's what it's all about for these dudes. And you have to understand that. That's something that I've always understood, which is why, too, you can never play me. And why is that? Why is that? Because I'm such a lady. That's why they could never play me. Because I've always understood that, right? And observing what was happening around me growing up. They want a baby. When they get the baby, all this show and shit has gone out the window. It'll be out the window. All the things that they used to say, all songs that they used to play, our favorite TV shows, gone out the window. It's going to go. It's going to go. Okay? They're not going to keep that show up. All right? But he's waiting for her to give birth to his child so he can have a child, so he can feel legacy. Even though when the child get here, then they play games with that and pretend like that wasn't what they was asking for. Right? So she said, okay, well, if we're going to have a child, we need to be married. So now because of this, because they don't know how to show affection to each other, but for sex and children and babies, now they're rushing marriage. That's what's happening here. This 25 and 26-year-old that met on a dating app online, they're now rushing their situation needlessly, pointlessly, because he wants a baby, and rightfully so, she wants to be married before that happens. But it's like what you should want is to make sure is to know that you have a man who will provide for your children. Let me tell you what I see happening here. And it is what it is. Sorry. Maybe they'll work out and they'll be great and they'll be superstars and they'll be the next TD Jakes and whoever his wife is. Maybe they will. I don't know. But here's how I see it playing out. If they get married, they might not get married. If they get married, she gets pregnant. She'll probably be pregnant before they get married. But they'll get married when she's pregnant. Okay, that's great. Okay. Things are going to start falling apart because he already cheated on her and she's accepted it. So what she's taught him is you can cheat on me and I will accept that as an element in this relationship. So when things get rough, that's what he's going to do. He's going to cheat on her. So he's going to do that. The relationship's going to fall apart. And then when they separate, he's going to be like, well, I only have to take care of my child. And she's going to be expecting him to be giving her money for all three of her children because she probably most likely, clearly, like many women do in Blackistan, has not put those other two baby daddies on child support. That's what I see happening. Let's continue.
Jaquan, with you guys recently moving to Chicago and not really having a stable job, what are you going to do to gain some stability, like a gainful employment? I really have concerns with that.
Thank you.
I definitely understand. And so now we're going to move to my family, and Dad, we're going to start with your concerns.
I just think it's way too early. I'm going to tell you like that. You got to get to know each other, for one. For two, you put him out like 5 times. He called us. That's a no-go for me. So I just think, honestly, you guys need to kind of take a little time and learn each other.
No, I mean, I definitely understand. Thank you. And Ryan?
Communication, because if you're going to be a stepfather and a husband to her, you got to be more vocal.
All right, now, Mom, I'm going to ask you your concerns.
You had a plan for yourself. Living with Keisha, you were at a standstill. That's not what we want for you, and I know that's not what you want for yourself. My second concern, the anger issues that you've exhibited while he was in Arizona. I need to know that you can control that. And then the biggest concern of mine is your children. Like, I don't know if I could have ever left my kids like at the age that you left yours. Your kids need to be your priority.
Sorry, she did some weird head bop at the end there, Lakesha. And when his mom said your kids need to be your priority, she was like, head bop. Like, chick, I'm sorry, but this whole episode don't even need to go any further as far as I'm concerned. The fact that you left your children to be dating this dude. This is not your husband. This isn't you guys like living in a different state to set things up because you know that the kids are coming and he takes care of the whole family. Like, this guy has proven nothing. And I didn't play the beginning, which is why I wanted to play you guys the video. But in the beginning, she was like, we went to the movies on our first date and he didn't want to pay for no popcorn. He didn't want to buy me any water. I had to drink water out the water fountain. That's what she said. And now they're getting married. And she's got some flashy looking ring on her hand there. I'm wondering how real that is at this point. Because if he wouldn't buy you a soda pop, a drink with some fizz, I don't know.
I don't know if I could have ever left my kids like at the age that you left yours. I really feel like your kids need to be your priority. Because me as a mother, I couldn't have never done that. So
I don't feel like I'm leaving my children behind. And just to hear those words, it kind of makes me feel like I'm a bad parent.
Thank you, guys.
He nodded his head when she said that. She was like, that kind of makes me feel like I'm a bad parent. He nodded his head. Exactly, because you are. You are. When you're leaving your children for eggplant, you're bad mother at that point. So accept it.
You're concerned. I mean, we're going to do everything we can to make things better.
Tracy gave us both tests, and I will be going with Jaquan's family, and we will be doing Fears in a Hat.
And I will be going with Lakesha's family, and I will be discussing my 5-year plan with you guys.
With that being said, let's get to work.
Okay, montage. Get to it.
Whatever color it lands on, I'm gonna pick a card for that color, and then I'm gonna talk about it.
Okay.
Vanessa, her sister, is beautiful. I wouldn't be surprised if he had feelings for her. I'm just saying. She is beautiful. Her sister is beautiful. Yeah, she's already one of my favorites. And I also love the groom's, Jaquan's mother. I told you she's dark skinned and she has locks which are dyed like kind of golden. And she's beautiful. Absolutely. They're beautiful women.
Oh, you can do better than that. Okay. First question. What's the rush on getting married?
Not only his mother has that, she has that black woman with power, that black woman with essence energy. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what happens with this one, because I like her. I'm feeling the mom, I'm feeling his mom, and I'm feeling her sister in this cast.
I don't want him to leave.
So you think getting married is gonna make him stay and make things better?
You can still lose a man after you marry him.
He flat out told me, he's like, I'm not getting a divorce. Like, we're gonna have to work through it.
Marriage is work. Like, we haven't made it this long without putting in work. We've been together since we were 16. Like, we came from nothing. So he got himself together. I got myself together. We build together. Lakesha needs to fix herself. Jaquan needs to fix himself. And then they will be stronger as a couple.
How do I plan on providing for a family? Well, obviously, I have to have a stable career. I actually got a job offer, and hopefully I start in the next couple of weeks. And, you know, I went to college for like law enforcement and stuff, and I'm still applying for those type of jobs.
Is it like just straight police officer type work, or is it administrative work as well?
I've applied for like regular police jobs, corrections, pretty much anything that's in that field. But I would prefer to obviously be a cop over all those other jobs within that field.
How were you able to leave your children? I mean, it was hard. And then to hear what you had said, it kind of made me mad. I'm like, she need to mind her own business. Like, what I do with my kids, those are my kids.
It's a major concern to us because we look at it like
Oh my goodness, his mother, the Grace. We would have been in the pool. Me and her. Mind your business. See. All right. Look. I say they need to mind their business on certain elements. Okay. His family raised him. They've been a part of his life. You know, he values their opinion. I don't value the opinion of family members that I had to bend over backwards for. So that's just why I didn't value my family members' opinion about what I was doing in my life. I'm doing something good and they're trying to make me feel bad so that I can be on a mediocre level with them. I'm not about that. But I think that his mother has valid concerns about this woman. What kind of woman, what kind of mother is she going to be for his future child with her? She just left the other 2 kids. I don't care what nobody say. That's raggedy as hell. That is raggedy as hell. I couldn't imagine being friends with somebody like that. Like if one of my siblings did that ish, I'd be like, you are a raggedy ass individual. Point blank, period. I can't stand, y'all already know on this channel, I can't stand a zigmatized individual, like at all. All that rots the brain, you know?
That's kind of somewhat started to paint a picture.
Do you plan to love and cherish Danie plus Fatty as you do Keisha? Yes, of course. It was hard for me to do that at first because I had never been with anyone who's had children.
Are you where you want to be in life to be a stepfather?
I don't feel like I am right now at the point where I want to be as a stepfather. But if we're gonna get married and make this work, I absolutely have to make it work with her kids.
How would you feel?
Vanessa, the sister, is wearing house shoes. And you know what? I'm not going to lie. They look cute. I feel like if you're going to wear house shoes, of course, I'm not biased to her because I think she's beautiful and has it a lot more together than Lakesha does. But if you're going to wear house shoes, you know, at least have them be cute. They match your outfit. They don't scream house shoes. I mean, they're house shoes. I don't know how they could not scream house shoes, but you know, I'm sure she doesn't wear them in the house. I'm sure when she gets home, she takes those house shoes off and puts on her real house shoes. Okay, I choose to believe that.
If the alleged child turns out to be Jaquan's, it's gonna be new for me. I mean, I'm angry. We was together.
But you do understand one of the reasons why he went over the girl house.
Yeah, because of me. But
you put him out. He changed
I
your life.
understand that.
With that whole situation, I feel like he did what he needed to do to survive. He just slipped up.
He did what he needed to do to survive. This man has a mother, a father, a brother. He has multiple places he can stay, but they're telling themselves that he left the house. They got into a fight. Everybody know when the first fight you get into, that don't mean you broke up. The first big, like, get out of here fight, it still don't mean you broke up. If you actually love each other. Anybody that's actually been in a relationship and loves somebody knows that. They done told themselves, because that's what he says, that he was, didn't I tell you that's what he said? He's like, I was on the street fighting for my life. I had nowhere to go, so I had to log back onto the dating app. He had to log back onto the dating app and find another random woman to lay up with for the night. Or he would have been just out of luck. I guess he just couldn't sleep in his car. Right? I guess he couldn't get a hotel. I guess he couldn't go to his parents' house.
They said, like, if you have fathered a child, you're going to take care of that child. And he understands that well. It just needs to be verified whether or not it's his or not.
What's causing her to want to kick you out of the house 3-4 times that I just heard about?
Well, it has been a couple of times where I have like.
So bizarre to me because the dad's like, why does she want to kick you out of the house? I mean, yeah, look. The reality is she's already got 2 children by 2 different baby daddies. But I just couldn't imagine being a father and having a conversation with a man about why my daughter's kicking you out the house when they're not married. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like they're doing a lot of things in the house. Dad, did you know that? They're doing a lot of things in the house. They're not married. They're doing a lot of things in the house. So if you don't care, then mind your business. Honestly, she didn't come to you and say she's being abused. There's multiple reasons women kick a dude out the house. Trust.
Text somebody else or talk to somebody else and she'd kick me out.
Okay, so what your parents were talking about.
Okay, so he said, I'll talk to someone else or text somebody else, and that's when she'll kick me out. So this dude has a habit. And I'm sorry, but for the waistline he got, it's like, bruh, chill. Like, you gotta, you know, I seen a lot of women with that waistline, but you would do with that waistline, you should be in the gym. That should be time that you spending in the gym, not hitting up more women and more women. Like, why does this guy think he's some Casanova? I have no idea. Besides that, it looks like his mother coddles him. That's clear. She's a beautiful woman. She looked very strong and beautiful, but it looks like she's coddling him tremendously. She coddles her sons, her thuns. Because why is this dude hitting up women? Like, if I was him, I would be more inclined to the gym.
Or they're alluding to is not 100% Keisha's fault.
No, it's not.
It's not like 100%. It's mostly your fault. Now, do your parents know you cheated on her?
I don't know if they know, honestly. I haven't told them, so they probably don't.
You did it the first time to try to teach him a lesson. But you don't keep doing it again, and again. That's a pattern.
It was a pattern for him too. He was cheating. He's a cheater.
hearing that my big brother doing the cheating is real surprising.
It really is.
Like, it's real surprising.
He's sneaky. He cheated on me like maybe 6 times.
That really is like
It's new to us.
Yeah, it's
He's
new to us.
sneaky.
So it's like, if he not taking y'all relationship serious while y'all dating and still cheating on you, you think just because he spent some money on the ring and put it on your finger that he not gonna do it again? Because if you don't feel like that, y'all don't need to be trying to get married. Straight up.
The younger brother, young bro, has more common sense and a much fitter waistline than Laquan has. I'll tell you that. You know, he's very fit, young bro. Okay, I don't know why he ain't got no kids. He's 25. It's like, bruh, you supposed to get on the basketball court. Come on, like, what's going on? You look like you got a waistline like that. You just sit in the house all day playing video games, bruh. Like, come on. I can't believe his family not on him about that. He is obviously overweight. Because I'm harping on this because black men harp on how black women are overweight. This guy is more overweight for a man than I am for a woman. So why isn't anyone telling him? And he's 25. And look, in case y'all haven't been watching the news, this isn't a great time to be overweight and oblivious. All right? There's a lot of health consequences that come with being overweight. That's why I'm out there running every morning as it is, trying to get back into better shape, health, for my health, you know? So yeah, he way too young for that waistline.
I just kind of hope that Jaquan's family doesn't put me on blast or judge me by the things that I've told them.
I already know I'm gonna get put on blast. I know that for a fact.
I'll take the salmon, please.
Right. This chicken smells pretty good too.
Yeah.
Here, y'all.
So your family learned a lot about you today.
Who, my family?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, for sure. Like, what's going on? I heard you a cheater.
Who are you? So disrespectful. Thank you. It's coming to the light. The same day that I told you it was over, you went online, a dating app, and you met a woman that you didn't know, and you slept with her.
I did do that. But you said we were over, so when I hear it's over, that means we done.
I feel like what he did with the girl was wrong, but
look, when he said that, all the men smiled. Her daddy smiled and his daddy smiled. When he said, when I hear it's over, that means we done. You know, he couldn't wait to go run out and try to get some, you know. And one thing about thoughts is they like men that are already in relationships. It's sad, pathetic, but his family being surprised that he's a cheater. I mean, is it even cheating when you're like apps taking advantage of like these unhealed women? Like, I don't know. To me, it reads predator. It does. It reads predator. It doesn't read some Casanova slick guy the way he thinks it does. It just reads predator because I'm sure, I have no doubt he said any and everything he had to say and or do to get those women to sleep with him. I have no doubt, especially with that waistline.
she gave him a place to stay.
He had nowhere to go. His stuff was in the garbage can. Are you saying it's her fault? Because what I'm getting is you're blaming her. I'm not saying he's right. You know what I'm saying? I would never say that.
I just wanted to apologize for everything that I've done. Even the whole baby situation. Like, obviously, if it's not mine, I'm done with the situation, I'm leaving it alone. But if it's mine, I had to take care of responsibility.
If it is his, I'm definitely putting this wedding and this marriage on the back burner.
But if it's not his, in 2 months y'all get married, think about that.
So, what do you think so far?
We were all honest. I mean, now I know where your head is at, but now I guess that's on me. Since we got back together, after the breakup. We've been trying to start a family.
Mm-hmm. What's going on? Like, is this something you're not telling me?
Tell me.
See, do you hear what she just said? Since we got back together, since the breakup, we've been trying to start a family. They're not married. He got her the ring. He wants to have a baby. So you know what's going to happen? Didn't I just tell y'all that before we even got to this part? I said she gonna get pregnant before they get married because he got her the ring and she is feeling herself with this ring. Mama, little mama, guess what? There's more rings to come. There's more rings to come. You have to make it to the finish line. Engagement ring, that's great. You have the wedding band. You have push presents. There's more things to come. But she is infatuated that she got this little engagement ring. She's really feeling herself right now. Like this engagement ring has secured anything. It's secured nothing until you get married. But see, her mom and dad aren't married, so I guess her mother can't teach her that.
I haven't been on birth control.
Yeah, I know.
She hasn't been on birth control. Let's see. She's making faces like she thinks she might be pregnant. Didn't I just tell y'all? Didn't I just tell y'all? Let's see. Wow.
I don't know if I'm pregnant now, but
Wow, that's news to me.
But now it's like, okay, next period.
Why haven't you took a test if you know you're late on your period?
I'm just nervous. I mean, I'm kind of honestly scared to see a positive. I don't even want to think about that.
Wow. Wow. Why? Why? You have 2 kids, 2 different baby daddies. Nothing in her wants to wait till she's married this time? See it through to the finish line? That's crazy. You know once you give him that, he's not going to try to marry you. That's the kind of ish that when they get that wedding ring, that engagement ring, they don't want to hear. But that's reality. He's not going to try to marry you. After you have his baby. That's not going to be a priority anymore. All of a sudden, that's not going to be a priority no more. Because now he doesn't feel inadequate, because now on top of the 2 children you have with 2 different baby daddies, now you also have his baby, which is, again, how they count legacy. That's what he wanted. So now he's gotten what he wanted. He got the punani. He got the baby. You got an engagement ring. An engagement ring? I mean, let's be honest. They can start the $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. That's not how much it costs to have a baby. Y'all don't be asking for much more than that. You really don't. They can make it sparkle, and set it up and make it look like it's a lot bigger than it is and everything. And y'all just fine with that. Well,
Bacon is my favorite breakfast meat.
The white chocolate covered pretzels, they good with milk.
Oh, there go my oldest daughter right here coming on down here.
Ooh, that waistline.
Good morning. Oh, that shirt. Wear your shirt up.
That's why I wore this, but.
And there come my beautiful young daughter, my baby, with her beautiful legs. Those Tina Turner legs.
Unfortunately, my mom could be.
Her mom trying to set up the other daughter with the other son. He's sitting up there looking, because I told you she's pretty. She's pretty. And he's young. They look like they would be a better fit than Lakesha and Jaquan. I call him Laquan. It's Jaquan. Anyways, yeah, that waistline.
Petty sometimes.
Look at her hair sticking out underneath that bun.
It just kind of hurts.
She said, what about your hair?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Gotta go get dressed.
Go give her some pants to put
I don't
on.
want
Some
to have like
pants.
what's wrong with my pants? I'm just trying to be myself in jeans and a t-shirt. Do I really look bad? No. I just need to clean it up. That's what I said.
It needs to be
Mom
cleaned
always
up.
says that it look ugly. She's beating me down. She's lowering my self-esteem for what?
Oh, he shook his head with her. That was sweet because guys usually don't really care. Like, you know, when you have to deal with your being a woman thing, right? Guys are like, but he was really empathizing with her. Her mom is obviously a narcissist. She's golden childed her other sister. And so, you know, she makes her feel like an outsider. So she's always picking on her and whatnot. So that doesn't help with her self-esteem. And it's no surprise, again, when we go back to what I talked about in my last live about connecting those dots, and someone accused me of perpetuating the stereotype that Black women have an attitude. I never said anything about Black women. That's one. I never said any, I mean, yeah, I probably did at some point, but I never made this grand specification that this only pertains to Black women. I don't make, this is probably my second or third video where I've made addressing how a lot of y'all's attitudes are the reason why you don't have men. That's a fact. That's not a stereotype, sis. That's a fact. That is a fact. Okay? Because getting a man just so he can knock you up and have a baby, that's not getting a man. All right? Anybody can do that. It happens all throughout the animal kingdom. All right? Mating. So I feel like Lakeisha's mom isn't connecting the dots about why her daughter has 2 children with 2 different men, right? And it's like probably because she's been constantly looking for love and affection and to feel like she belongs, because her mother is othering her and scapegoating her and making her feel like she's never good enough. So she's constantly seeking that. And men, in having children validate you, right? Constantly in a way that another adult is not going to. So I feel like her mother isn't connecting those dots. It's very important to use critical thinking skills and comprehensive thinking skills to start unpacking these topics on a deeper level. Y'all talk about these topics, these types of things all day for years and never get anywhere. Let's get somewhere. And how we get somewhere is connecting the dots. The reality is narcissists need to understand the negative toxic impact they make in people's lives. The daughter doesn't feel she is ever going to make people happy or live up to anyone unless she's doing what they want. And when you have a daughter like that, now you have a young lady who is going to give men what they want to get that validation. And she's dealing with a group of men that what they want, especially when you light skin, you got a big booty. All right, she light skin with a big booty. What they want is children. They don't want to be married with children. They don't want to raise families. They don't want to build. They want to make babies. And now your insecure daughter is fodder for that because you wanted to be a narcissist and have no self-awareness as to the impact you're making in your daughter's life. We got to do better.
Hi, come on in.
Hello.
Have a seat.
No, sorry. this This therapist is giving Rachel Dolezal. She's giving Rachel Dolezal with this hair. It's just, yeah, very big. Anyways, let me look at some of you guys' comments. I need
to download what happened yesterday.
Well, I feel in my heart that we're not going to get the blessing from his mom and his dad.
Why do you think you're not going to get the blessing?
They said that we still need more time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do. They do need more time. You can get married all you want, but yeah, do you want your family's blessing? Right? If you do, then maybe you'll heed the advice of your elders, right? These are people, again, they both have their mother and their father in their lives. Their mother and their father raised them. So, they should care about their opinion. I believe that. I didn't have a mother and father raise me. I grew up in foster care, right? Nobody raised me. So that's why nobody can tell me what to do, but for them, it's obviously very important. Plus, again, they're younger, which I also don't necessarily agree with. I don't necessarily agree. I think people should wait to get married until they're financially, spiritually, and mentally ready. However, people want to lay up. They want to make babies. And if you want to lay up and make babies, then you need to get married. And I don't care how old you are, so it is what it is. I mean, obviously 18 and older, obviously. Hold on, let me look at some of y'all comments before I continue. I'm not going to go much further. The point is, with this episode, this couple, I'm going to say I think they should wait. I'm going to say I think they should wait until he finds out if he is the father of the child that was conceived when they broke up and he slept with some chick offline. He should wait. He should wait for the results of. They should wait for the results of that. Definitely before they proceed with the wedding date. Right now, I think she should just be happy that she's engaged. But again, the problem is he's whispering in her ear. She's already made it clear that he's doing, again, what these men do. He's telling her, I want to have a baby. I want to have a baby. I want to have a baby. That makes them feel like a man when they have a baby. When they have a baby, then all of a sudden their mom stops treating them like they're a baby. I swear to God, I've seen it a million times. It's not because they want to be providers, husbands, fathers, protectors. They want to build. It's because they are tired of their mom treating them like they're a little baby boy. So when they have a baby, now mom sees him as a man because he did what men do, which is make babies. It's very sad. But that's the only reason why. He barely knows this woman. He met her offline. This ain't some great love. My endless love. I'm sorry. But people get together all the time on some wanton punani and eggplant and want to tell you that now you got to go out of your way because they're in love. No, you're not. You got to know somebody to love them. You got to know how somebody is with your children to love them. She hasn't barely seen this man interacting with her children because she left them to go lay up with him. But she's so in love with him. How, Sway? He gave her a ring, which he probably already bought. He probably already had that ring for another online dating girl. I don't care nobody say. This is what I believe. Until I hear otherwise. Probably already had that ring because they don't look nothing special about it. Okay? And now she thinks she's got something. I see stressed out black mothers all the time, screaming, shouting, and cussing at their children. All the time. Yanking them by the arm. Rushing to the bus stop with the stroller. Baby bouncing all along in the stroller. Angry. Just look angry as hell. Right? But you was grown. You wanted to be grown and you was in love and couldn't nobody tell you nothing. Right? If I can't tell you nothing, don't ask me for nothing. If I can't tell you nothing, don't ask me for nothing. That's where I'm at. Because it'd be the same. You can't tell me nothings that need help with the rent, that need help with the baby, this and that. So stop.
No, I don't feel like we're rushing, but she told me she wants to push it back if the child does come back as BMI.
Why? Tell me more about that.
I feel like when he got with me, he already knew what type of baggage I came with.
Okay.
But he went off and had a kid in our relationship, and I didn't sign up for that. I'm not someone else's kid.
Can I just say, it's about responsibility. What is my ability to respond? So when you say to your man,
wow, she said, she has 2 children, 2 different baby daddies. And she said, I didn't sign up for that, to take care of someone else's kid. This is what I'm talking about with connecting the dots. You got people that want to be loved. You hear women say, I want to be loved. I want somebody that's going to love me and my kids. But they don't have any love in their heart for this man. They just want to be loved. And then they want to come to my channel with an attitude because I called it out. I'm going to call it out. Because you're dealing with some black woman's son. Yes, you are. And her son deserves to be in a relationship with someone that loves him. Not just someone that wants him to love her. And now don't get me wrong, when we're talking about longevity, when we're talking about being smart and strategic, yeah, make sure he loves you more. But y'all don't even be having any love to give. Just a bunch of anger and expectations. She has 2 children, 2 different baby daddies. But she just sat up there and said, because he might have another child by another woman, I didn't sign up for that, to take care of someone else's child. But she wants him to take care of hers. And no doubt he went out and did that, again, as I already said earlier, because he wanted to leverage the playing field. He wanted to gain power and control and not feel like I'm with this woman that has 2 children by 2 different baby daddies and I'm being cuckolded here. So he goes out and makes a baby with someone else. First chance he gets. And now she's saying, I don't know about all that. Wow. I mean, that's interesting. That's interesting. I think that the harder you work for something, you know, the more you deserve it. She hasn't worked hard to have some man take care of her and her children. She hasn't worked hard. Like, she's still got a lot of work to do. And it's clear she has a lot of work to do as she sits up here and says, I don't want to take care of someone else's child, but she wants someone else to take care of her 2 children. That's crazy. That's black people hypocrisy. Like I said, just like Spice said, black people hypocrisy. Okay, that's black people hypocrisy right there. Jesus. I bought that song when it came out because I love it. Because it's real. It's real. The hypocrisy.
and you got to go. You're on your own. And then he goes out and turns to someone else.
I mean, I did the same thing plenty of times. He didn't go out and get babies then.
Because those other times I had somewhere else to go. I had a friend that let me come over, but it got to the point or I was getting kicked out so much. He's like, I'm not gonna let you keep coming over here because of that. So I turned to the next person, and that's who it ended up being.
Oh God, his excuse for why he cheated. Again, he was homeless. Look, bro, you cheated because you wanted to. Apparently, like, why is she kicking you out? Why don't you have your own place? You're a grown man. She most likely has, and you know they're jealous of this.
I feel like you're behaving.
You know this is what they're jealous of, right? That she has a place. That she has a place. This is what they hate. She has a place to live with her 2 children by 2 different black men, but he doesn't automatically have his own place when he's not working for one. Oh, why she don't have to work? She has 2 children to take care of. That's why. He's a grown man with nothing in front of him to stop him besides that little tubby he got there. That might stop you at the police academy, bruh. You gotta get that in order. Anyways, it's a lot. I see a lot of dudes shaped like him, but they want to have conversations about black women being overweight. But it looked good over here though. But it's sitting where it's supposed to sit over here though. Okay, interesting. Anyways.
Toward him the way your mother behaves toward you. Your look is this. And that's how you told me yesterday your mom is with you. Because what happens is we take the way we were parented and we turn and we partner just that way unless we get a healing.
Look, she just told y'all what I've been trying to tell y'all for the longest time on this channel. How you are parented is going to reflect in how you partner. If you can get that far, if you can drop the attitude and get that far and partner up. Unless you heal. Right? And so she's kind of set things up so that she can treat him the way that her mother treats her. That's what this therapist has pointed out to her.
You and you're happy and have a unit and stuff and it don't stuff. Why can't I be normal?
So these feelings are coming from a long time ago. You've got to have a conversation with your mom. Okay, I know. That sounds so scary. So maybe a way to start is just to give some sentences about how you felt. And then there's nothing there for her to feel victimized about because you're just talking about you. That can be really powerful. And Jaquan, I want you to be there. Because right now, it's like a cloud.
Oh, Jaquan is very emotional. He's been very empathetic to her. It looks like he's an empath, which I'm sure is one of the reasons why he's also inclined to date this woman with children as a young man instead of what most men his age would do, which is to like run for the hills, right? It looks like he's an empath and he really feels, you know, a lot of what she's going through. He can feel that even more than she can. Probably because his mother parented him, you know, and allowed him to feel emotion. He looks to me like a man that can feel emotion better than most men. And I think that, you know, I think it's great to be able to feel. I think it's important to be able to feel emotion. So that's great.
That is hanging over this marriage that you're trying to build. So Lakesha, your task is to go talk to your mom. Jaquan, your task is to support her.
Okay.
You guys are going to do it as a couple. Now,
See how you feel. Just fix the things we have going on now. You know.
Stay positive. I'm about to be so scared to tell our families.
No.
No, she's not pregnant.
No, you're not.
Wow. Okay.
Seeing that negative test is a sigh of relief because we have to fix the things we have going on now before we bring another child into our life. How do you feel?
I just didn't want to feel positive.
If you're not ready to have kids now, we don't have to. I have your back no matter what.
Okay, good. I hope he understands that because it's a toxic cultural norm for the men to want babies before they want to get married. That's a toxic cultural norm. And I hope that he understands that that pressure he's been putting on her, she doesn't want. She doesn't want to have another child before she's married. So I really hope that she sticks to that. A great way to ensure that, of course, is to use protection. So, use protection. She said that she stopped taking birth control after they split up and he knocked up the other woman. She stops taking birth control so they can have a baby. Stop. You don't want to have a baby before you're married again. Stop doing little ish like that and playing games and then going and telling everybody it was an accident. It happened. It just happened. Things just happen. No, they don't. All right, she's going to have to talk to her mama now. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Let's hear what mama got to say. Now, her mom's a narcissist. I think she's going to tell her mom, like, look, you've been hurting me with how you behave. And I'm sure her mom's going to respond, I don't care. I'm sorry, but one of the things, and we'll talk about that more on this channel, one of the things you have to understand when you're dealing with narcissists, they're not going to change. You have to accept them as they are. That includes limiting your time and exposure around them. And the narcissist, because you're a supply, loves to make you feel guilty about not spending the time they want to spend around you, right? It's always the time they want to spend. That is the adequate amount of time, right? They'll make you feel guilty about that because you're a supply for them. But you have to determine for yourself, like, this person is toxic and I'm just going to limit my interactions with them to as little as possible because I cannot control their toxicity. So that means limiting your time around them and or not being around them at all. That's what you have to do when you're dealing with a narcissist. You can't have a conversation with them and hope that they change. I'm sorry, I laugh now, but I was in her shoes. I had conversations with narcissists hoping that they would change. They don't change. They don't change. The only thing that can change when you're dealing with a narcissist is you. Okay, double barrel methods, always, young people, always. Birth control, condoms. The younger you are, I mean, come on, it's not rocket science. Maybe it is, but that you make a great point, Queen Cascade. That's why I always appreciate your insight. All right? And I've said it before on this channel, but because I don't feel like it's rocket science, I don't always say it. But let's be clear. The younger you are, the more fertile you are. And that's why a lot of women will say, they made this mistake, this choice they made, becoming a single mother, right? They were very young, 16, 17, 18, right? 19, 20. You're very fertile. You're very fertile at those ages. It just is what it is. That's how the body works. You might not be prepared to be a mother at that age, certainly not mentally, but your body is very fertile to make children the younger that you are. So you have to understand that as a young woman and use protection.
I don't know what she gonna say.
All right, let's hear what mama got to say, and then I'm gonna get going. Low.
Hey, I'm right here. If you want to lean over this way, it's fine. How do you feel about getting all these things off your chest with your mom?
I feel like I'm a child and like I'm in trouble or something. Like, oh my God.
She come. Okay.
Hey. Hey.
Hey.
All right, so I just want to make this note. You know, I follow a lot of fitty channels, and one of the fitty channels I follow was talking about how she was at the nail salon and she was getting a pedicure, and there was a group of black women getting a pedicure. She's black as well. She's a black woman as well. She's a fitty, right? I call fitness YouTubers fitties. Okay, and I hope to be one. All right, working on it. She's noticing this other group of women, and they're all overweight, morbid, like obese. They're all obese to morbidly obese. And she was noticing that they had a hard time getting their shoes on, right, after the appointment. And yeah, so anyways, her mom, I'm noticing, has a hard time walking. You know, her movement it's labored. And that's something that she should work on, because she is a beautiful older woman, but she's not too old looking. And she still has time to get her health on track. And I don't think we talk enough about health, because when you talk about personal responsibility and boundaries, black women will catch an attitude with you, that the ones that don't want to hear it, and that's why, guess what? I'm not talking to you. If you have an attitude about me talking about boundaries and breaking generational curses, if that makes you have an attitude, I'm not talking to you. Bounce. I'm talking to the women that want to receive it. I'm talking to the people that want to receive it, who want to have these types of conversations that move them forward in their goals in life.
How you guys doing?
Good. How about you?
Okay.
So we just wanted to call you down here because I do want to work on our relationship. I just wanted to kind of let you into my world and how I felt growing up. I felt alone. I mean, I would always stay in my room locked up. You would always be doing your thing.
You really never even talked to me about anything, Keisha.
I feel like you're really hard to talk to. I mean, I tried coming to you and then I felt rejected because you always put Nessa up. A prime example was earlier. I walked in the kitchen. You just like, oh, Vanessa, you so pretty, you so cute, this and that. And I came downstairs this morning. The first thing you told me was that I pretty much look ugly, like what I had on. What's wrong with what I had on?
Why come you can't look your best? That's the only thing. You, my daughter.
I'm good. I could have talked to you. I could have came downstairs in pajamas and felt fine. You just always put Nessa up. Like, she do everything perfect. And I don't feel like you put me down. Like, we're not the same people.
I never put Vanessa first.
Okay, so this is...
You was always there. I was always there for all of my kids. I raised 3 kids by myself. You was just a person that you didn't want to do it.
Pause. When the single mother is raising multiple kids by herself, the first thing she want to say is, I raise these kids by myself. Whose problem is that? That's not my problem. That's not my problem. You raised them by yourself. At all. It's not your problem as the adult child that your mother raised y'all by herself. So I'm tired of hearing that. I'm tired of hearing that. That's a BS excuse, and I won't listen to it. I've told you guys before on this channel, I confronted people who abused me when I was younger, years ago, as part of my healing journey. So that I wasn't going to be sitting around yelling and projecting and screaming at people who didn't do that. And these people would say, well, that's how I was raised. That's all I knew. I don't care. You should have learned something else. You should have learned something better. That's not an excuse. I never had pets before until I got them. But I can't not feed my pets pets and not take them to the vet when they need to be taken and do all the things I need to do for them because I never had a pet before. Who cares? You know, and then I told you guys I like Vanessa, her sister. Vanessa has a very charmed look on her face, right? Vanessa is very confident. That's because her mother pours all the love into her. That's why. And then the other sister is sitting over here feeling empty and shit and going around laying up with dudes, making babies so she can feel a little bit of something. And then when you're siblings with someone who has the charmed life, who is the golden child, you can't talk to them about nothing. They can't relate. They've never experienced what you're talking about. As far as they're concerned, you're a liar because their experience was completely different. And the narcissistic parent sets the siblings up to compete, to fight. They love that. And then the golden child carries on that legacy like the dumb nugget that they are, like the nugget-headed dummies that the golden child is. They'll carry on that legacy, that toxic legacy of the narcissistic parent because they don't know nothing else. I mean, you can see it also clearly with this family. It's very sad. Let's continue.
Thing but stay in your room and read all the time. And Vanessa was the apple of my kids. I raised 3 kids by myself. You was just a person that you didn't want to do anything but stay in your room and read all the time.
Yo, how many black people have had, you know how many black people, adults that abuse me, people around my age that bullied and or abused me have said that to me about when I was growing up? They hate me so much, right? They and then you get to, okay, so what was I doing when you were bullying me and you were going out of your way to ostracize me and make me feel othered? What was I doing? You were in your room and you were reading those books and staying to yourself. God forbid! God forbid I be in my room reading books, staying to myself in these toxic ass environments. I'm in foster homes where they make fun of you and knock you out for anything, but they'll try to say you was in your room reading a book. You stayed to yourself and read a book. That's the most toxic, dysfunctional ish I've ever heard in my life. Just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And again, yeah, people have told me this in my own family. Oh, you would stay in the corner and you would act weird. And were people not getting their asses whooped? Y'all act like people wasn't getting knocked the fuck out, blood all over the walls. And you responded to that the way a normal person would. So we always looked at you like you was different. So did. Like, what the? Dysfunctional AF. Absolutely disgusting.
Vanessa was an outspoken person.
You still could chill and sit and bond with someone even though they're not outgoing.
I go to work, I get off from work, and I just go.
They don't want to chill and sit and bond with you if you're not dancing around, right? Don't ever show them you're quiet. Oh my God. There's nothing the community hates more than a quiet black girl in her books. Because what they see is someone that's ready to break these generational curses. And you know what? They got Lakesha. She got caught up in it. She got 2 children with 2 different baby daddies. They'll do everything they can to set you back. Not just young people, adults too. Yep, get STD, STI check every 6 months, even if you're in a relationship, because you don't know what people are doing in these streets. Absolutely, Queen Cascade. Absolutely. I used to get tested. I wasn't even dating. I still had my V card. Hey, if they offer it to you, why not? That's how I felt. You know? Is it free? Even if it's not, certainly if you out dating and whatnot, take care of yourself and get tested.
And I just lay down. You don't even say, Mom, can I help you with anything?
I don't agree with that.
You don't even agree with doing that same stuff for your kids, Keisha.
Well, I do want to be a better mom.
You left your own daughter to go with this man here.
That wasn't a permanent situation.
Dang! She said you ain't throwing me under the bus. Not today. Don't ever underestimate the narcissists. They gonna have something for you. Wow, her mom threw her under the bus. I mean, everyone's there knowing she left her kids for this. Obviously, you ain't raised her better. But now she gonna say, look what you did. Wow.
That's not a permanent situation. You know what? You wanted to keep her.
Yes, I did.
You wanted to keep her because you said that you were sick. You said that you were sick. You need some assistance. I said that's great. Let me go out here. Let me go out here and let me see if this is a good environment for my kids. And I did that for a couple months. But now, guess what? She's leaving. We have plans to get her. I never wanted to leave Kayana, and I didn't want to pull her out of school. I didn't want to.
You didn't want to put her out of school?
In the middle of the school year.
Right?
In the middle of the school,
and you
I
left
was looking out for her. Okay.
And you left her.
Okay, yeah, I did.
Wow. So she let her mom take her daughter, Kayana. Y'all naming y'all kids after all sorts of spices and whatnot out here. All right. Kayana. Lord. All right. So she has a child. Sounds like this child is older. I don't know when she had her, but she's old enough to help her mother physically, because she says her mother said, I need someone to help me. And she said, you can watch my oldest daughter. I'll give the youngest one to the daddy. And then I'm going to go out and be with this guy I met online to try to see if it's a good situation for us. And that's what happened. Incredible dysfunction.
Leave her, but that's not a permanent thing.
To be with a man, you rather be with a man than your daughter. You chasing a man than your
to be in a better environment for me and my kids, and to get help, to receive help.
I don't have to sit there and do this no more. I'm gone. Deal with it. Deal with it. I'm not dealing with it.
But you guys have to fix this, though.
I'm not fixing nothing.
How do you expect the relationship to get better if you don't fix it with her?
Good, and I don't want one with you. Her. I don't need her. I want to be independent mom.
They put me on camera to go talk about her cussing me out like I'm a bad mother.
You out? I wanted to tell my mom. I was depressed. I felt ugly. Fat.
Hey, you guys, this PC and Richards commercial has interracial couples. I just imagine Godfrey like watching it, like fuming. Because then he get mad about the mattress. Was it a mattress advertisement? Okay, so let's get back to it.
If I had to walk out, if I didn't even care, like, all we were doing was talking to
And that's all you did was sit there every time. You never came and watched your damn kids.
Yes, I did.
No, you did.
Yes, I did.
You never watched your
Yes, I
kids.
do.
Every
Yes,
time
I
you was
do.
chasing Jaquan.
Okay, that's what you think.
Wow, her mom really threw her under the bus with that one. There's only 10 minutes left of this. I'm gonna watch it on my own, and move about the day because hubby's up now. So thank you guys so much for joining me on this one. This was crazy. I really appreciate y'all. Please make sure you thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.